What's up? Wrestling vs. Family. The Architect is back. Seth Rollins just made his massive return to WWE, and the entire wrestling world is losing their minds. If you're watching this video, you already know something incredible just happened. Hit that subscribe button right now because we're about to break down one of the most electrifying returns in WWE history. Seth Rollins is back, and the WWE universe is in absolute pandemonium. The visionary, the revolutionary, the architect of the Shield, whatever you want to call him, Seth Rollins just reminded everyone why he's one of the greatest superstars of this generation. Let's break down every single moment of this incredible return and what it means for the future of WWE. Before we dive into the epic return itself, let's talk about why Seth Rollins' absence has been felt so deeply by the WWE universe. Seth isn't just another wrestler. He's a generational talent who has been at the forefront of WWE for over a decade. From his days revolutionizing tag team wrestling with the Shield to his multiple world championship reigns, Seth has consistently delivered at the highest level. Seth Rollins is the complete package. He can work any style: technical wrestling, high flying, brawling, you name it. His matches are consistently rated among the best, his character work is always compelling, and his ability to reinvent himself keeps him fresh and relevant. Whether he's the cocky heel or the fighting babyface, Seth captivates audiences every single time. The injury that sidelined Seth was devastating for everyone. Watching one of your favorites go down with an injury is always heartbreaking, but it's especially tough when it's someone as electric as Seth Rollins. The WWE locker room felt his absence, the creative team missed his contributions, and most importantly, the fans missed watching him perform magic every single week. During his time away, the WWE universe showed nothing but love and support for Seth. Social media was flooded with get well messages, fan art, and people sharing their favorite Seth Rollins moments. The wrestling community came together to wish him a speedy recovery, and that outpouring of affection showed just how much Seth means to wrestling fans around the world. WWE programming felt different without Seth Rollins. There was a Seth-shaped hole in the show that nobody could quite fill. Other performers stepped up and delivered excellent work, but there's something about Seth's energy, his presence, his ability to make everything feel important, that's irreplaceable. Every week without Seth made fans appreciate him even more. The speculation about when Seth would return had been building for weeks. Wrestling fans were analyzing every social media post, every cryptic message, every update on his recovery. The anticipation was reaching a fever pitch because everyone knew that when Seth Rollins returned, it would be huge. The question wasn't if he'd come back, it was when and how. And then it happened. The moment every wrestling fan had been waiting for arrived in the most perfect way possible. Let me paint the picture of this incredible return that had people jumping out of their seats. The show was in full swing, an important segment was happening in the ring, and suddenly the arena went dark. You could feel the electricity in the air immediately. The crowd knew something big was about to happen. The anticipation was suffocating, and then, that music hit. The arena absolutely erupted. The pop was deafening. People were screaming, jumping, hugging strangers, pure joy and excitement exploding throughout the entire venue. Seth Rollins emerged with that signature confidence and swagger that only he possesses. The smile on his face showed how much he missed this, how happy he was to be back home. He soaked in the reaction for a moment, letting the wave of love wash over him, and you could see the emotion in his eyes. This wasn't just a return, this was a homecoming. The entrance was absolutely perfect. Seth took his time walking to the ring, acknowledging the fans, feeding off their energy, and building the moment. Every step felt important, every gesture felt meaningful. This is what separates great performers from legends, the ability to make a simple walk to the ring feel like the most important thing in the world. When Seth got into the ring, the ovation continued for several minutes. The crowd was chanting his name, the "Welcome back" chants were thunderous, and Seth was clearly moved by the reception. He grabbed a microphone, waited for the crowd to settle just enough to hear him, and what he said next gave everyone chills. Seth talked about how much he missed the WWE universe, how difficult it was to be away from the ring, and how every single day of recovery he was thinking about this moment. The authenticity in his voice was undeniable. These weren't scripted lines, this was genuine emotion from someone who lives and breathes professional wrestling. He addressed his injury with candor and gratitude. Seth thanked the medical staff, thanked his fellow wrestlers who supported him, and most importantly, thanked the fans for never giving up on him. That acknowledgement of the fan support created an even deeper connection between Seth and the audience. Wrestling fans love when their favorites recognize their loyalty. Then Seth shifted gears, and you could see the architect, the visionary, coming back to the surface. He started talking about why he's back, what he's coming for, and the intensity in his voice increased with every word. Seth Rollins didn't return just to make an appearance. He returned with purpose, with goals, with a mission. Seth declared that he's coming for championship gold. He's coming to reclaim his spot at the top of WWE. He's coming to remind everyone why he's one of the greatest performers of this generation. The fire in his eyes, the conviction in his voice. This was a man on a mission, and everyone better watch out. But the night wasn't over yet. As Seth was laying out his intentions, he was interrupted. The current champion's music hit, and suddenly we had a face-off that had the entire arena buzzing with electricity. The stare-down between Seth Rollins and the champion was absolutely intense. You could cut the tension with a knife. The verbal exchange that followed was phenomenal. Both men exchanging words, neither backing down, the respect mixed with competitive fire creating that perfect wrestling dynamic. The champion acknowledged Seth's greatness but made it clear that things have changed since Seth's been gone. Seth fired back with that classic Rollins confidence, saying nothing has changed, he's still the best. The crowd was eating up every second of this confrontation. Wrestling fans live for these moments, when two of the absolute best go face to face and the possibilities feel endless. The chemistry between Seth and his opponent was immediately apparent, and everyone in that arena knew we're about to get some incredible matches. Security and officials eventually separated them before things got physical, but the damage was done. Seth Rollins had returned, thrown down the gauntlet, and set the wrestling world on fire. As he left the ring, the crowd gave him another massive ovation, already chanting for the matches they want to see. Social media absolutely melted down after this return. Within seconds, Seth Rollins was trending worldwide. Wrestling Twitter was flooded with reactions, clips, and people expressing their excitement. Fans who hadn't watched WWE in weeks tuned in specifically because they heard Seth was back. That's the drawing power of a true superstar. Wrestling journalists and analysts immediately started posting their thoughts. The consensus was universal. This was a perfectly executed return. The timing was perfect, the emotion was real, the setup for future storylines was brilliant. Everyone in the wrestling media praised WWE for nailing this moment. Current and former wrestlers started posting their reactions too. Fellow WWE superstars welcomed Seth back with messages of support and excitement. Wrestlers from other promotions acknowledged the significance of the return. Even legends from previous eras chimed in, recognizing that they just witnessed something special. Let's analyze why this return was so incredibly effective. First, the element of surprise was crucial. While fans hoped Seth would return soon, the exact timing wasn't advertised. That shock factor created genuine organic reactions that you simply can't manufacture. Wrestling is at its best when it can still surprise us. Second, the emotional authenticity made it resonate. Seth's genuine happiness to be back, the crowd's authentic excitement, these real emotions created a connection that scripted moments rarely achieve. When performers and audiences are genuinely feeling the moment, magic happens. Third, the immediate storytelling direction was clear. Seth didn't return just to return, he returned with purpose and goals. He's targeting the championship, he's calling out the best, and he's making it clear he's here to reclaim his throne. That immediate direction gives fans something to invest in right away. Fourth, the timing in WWE's calendar is perfect. With major premium live events coming up, Seth's return creates fresh matchup possibilities. Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, WrestleMania, Seth Rollins' presence elevates all of these shows. His involvement makes everything feel more important and exciting. From a roster perspective, Seth's return is massive for WWE's depth. The main event scene just got significantly more interesting with Seth back in the mix. The potential matchups are endless and all of them sound compelling. Seth versus the current champions, Seth versus rising stars, Seth in multi-man matches, everything sounds great. The creative opportunities this opens up are incredible. Seth could immediately slot into the world title picture, he could help elevate younger talent, he could reunite with old allies or forge new partnerships. Great performers like Seth create options, and options are what creative teams dream about. Let's talk about the potential feuds and matches this return creates. Seth Rollins versus the current world champion is the obvious money match that writes itself. The promos would be incredible, the matches would be instant classics, and the storytelling would be top tier. This is a rivalry that could main event any show. Seth versus rising stars creates fascinating dynamics too. Imagine Seth passing on his knowledge while still being competitive. Those mentor versus student dynamics, or established star versus hungry newcomer storylines, these create compelling television and help build the next generation. What about Seth reuniting with former Shield brothers Roman Reigns or Dean Ambrose if he returns? The Shield history runs deep, and while they've feuded before, there's always room for new chapters in that legendary story. Shield reunions or Shield family conflicts always generate massive interest. Seth could also find himself in the Intercontinental or United States title pictures, elevating those championships with his star power. Sometimes the best stories aren't always about the world title, and Seth has shown throughout his career that he can make any championship feel important. Tag team possibilities are intriguing too. Seth has proven he's one of the greatest tag team wrestlers ever. Pairing him with a current roster member to chase tag gold could create a dominant team and fresh matchups throughout the tag division. The versatility of Seth Rollins creates so many possibilities. From a character perspective, this return gives Seth options too. Does he come back as the confident but heroic babyface? Does the frustration of being injured turn him heel? Does he return as the architect, the visionary, or some new evolution of his character? Character work is where Seth truly excels. The fashion and entrance presentation will be fascinating to watch. Seth Rollins is known for his incredible ring gear and memorable entrances. What new looks will he debut? How will he make his entrance his own? These details matter, and Seth always pays attention to presentation. His in-ring work will be closely watched too. Seth Rollins is known for stealing shows and delivering Match of the Year candidates regularly. Fans are eager to see if his ring work is as sharp as ever, and knowing Seth's dedication, he likely comes back even better than before. The promo work we're about to get is equally exciting. Seth Rollins is one of the best talkers in WWE. His promos are passionate, articulate, and always feel important. Whether he's inspiring people or tearing opponents down, Seth's verbal skills are world class. The promos between him and his rivals will be must-see television. Business-wise, Seth's return is huge for WWE. Merchandise sales will spike. Fans will want new Seth Rollins shirts, action figures, and gear. Ticket sales for upcoming shows will get a boost. Social media engagement increases. Seth Rollins returning is good for WWE's bottom line in every measurable way. The mainstream attention is valuable too. Seth has crossover appeal beyond hardcore wrestling fans. His return could bring casual viewers back to WWE programming. That broader audience reach is crucial for WWE's growth and success. Stars like Seth bridge the gap between wrestling fans and general audiences. For streaming and content metrics, Seth's segments will generate high viewership. His matches will be heavily watched. His presence in shows drives engagement across all platforms. In today's content-driven wrestling landscape, having performers who drive viewership is incredibly valuable. International markets will respond strongly too. Seth Rollins has fans worldwide, and his return will generate excitement globally. WWE's international expansion benefits from having globally recognized stars performing regularly, and Seth is absolutely one of those stars. The locker room morale boost shouldn't be overlooked either. Having someone of Seth's caliber back creates positive energy backstage. Younger wrestlers can learn from working with him, veterans enjoy the competition, and everyone benefits from having a main event talent elevating the overall product. Training and preparation for Seth's return must have been intense. Professional athletes like Seth don't just return without putting in serious work. The dedication to getting back to peak performance, the mental preparation, the physical training, it all shows Seth's commitment to excellence. Looking at historical context, Seth's return joins the pantheon of great wrestling comebacks. From Stone Cold returning in 2000 to Daniel Bryan's emotional return, great returns create lasting memories. Seth's return will be remembered and discussed for years to come. The photo opportunities and viral moments from this return are perfect marketing. The image of Seth standing tall, arms raised, crowd going wild, that's poster worthy. These iconic images get shared, become wallpapers, and keep WWE in the cultural conversation. Fan art and creative content inspired by this return will flood social media. The wrestling fan community is incredibly creative, and major moments like this inspire incredible artwork, videos, and content. That organic fan engagement is invaluable for building and maintaining excitement. Podcast discussions and YouTube analysis videos about Seth's return will generate hours of content. The wrestling media ecosystem thrives on big moments like this. Every wrestling content creator is talking about Seth, analyzing the return, predicting the future. That's sustained buzz that keeps WWE trending. The long-term storytelling possibilities extend well into WrestleMania season and beyond. Seth's return isn't just about the next month. This sets up potential storylines for the next year. Patient, long-term booking with someone as talented as Seth can create incredible payoffs. Chemistry with current roster members will develop organically. Seth has proven he can work with anyone and make them look great. His ability to adapt to different styles and bring out the best in opponents makes him invaluable for building other talents. The emotional investment from fans is already apparent. People aren't just casually interested, they're invested in Seth's comeback story. They want to see him succeed, they want to see him reclaim glory, and that emotional connection drives engagement and loyalty. Championship pursuits will be compelling no matter which title Seth targets. His championship pedigree is established, but there's always something special about a return story leading to championship victory. The journey back to the top creates natural drama and compelling television. Alright, Wrestling-verse family, we need to hear your thoughts on this incredible return. How excited are you to have Seth Rollins back? Who do you want to see him face first? What should his first big feud be? Drop all your excitement, predictions, and dream matches in the comments below. Let's celebrate this moment together. If this breakdown matched your excitement about Seth's return, show some love by smashing that like button. Subscribe to Wrestling-verse for continued coverage of Seth's journey back to the top. Turn on notifications so you don't miss any updates as this story develops. Share this video with every Seth Rollins fan you know. Share it with people who stopped watching WWE and need a reason to come back. Seth Rollins returning is huge news, and we want everyone to celebrate this moment. Let's grow this community together. Thank you all so much for being part of this incredible wrestling community. I'll see you in the next video where we'll continue following Seth's comeback story and all the amazing developments in WWE. Until next time, keep that wrestling passion alive. This is Wrestling-verse, celebrating the return of the visionary. Welcome back, Seth Rollins. I'll see you all very soon. Peace out.